Welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, the show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs use human design to shift from hustle to flow without sacrificing results. Come here to become an unshakable human and build an unshakable business according to your human design. I'm your host, Nicole. Hello and welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, everybody. I'm your host, Nicole. You have to forgive me. I have a bit of a cold, so you're getting my sexy voice today on the show. I'm very happy to be here with you, though, because I've been talking to so many entrepreneurs lately over the last week to 2 weeks, because we just did my Authorities Accelerator Masterclass, and then we opened doors to my Business by Design mentorship, which is my 12-month incubator for helping you build your six-figure machine, which is both building you as an entrepreneur and then also building the strategic end of your business so that you have a sales system that supports you so that you're making six figures without breaking your back. Now, that is what I have been doing. That is what we have on the plate. But what has been coming up in so many of the conversations I've had with people, I'm always in response. I'm always taking in what I'm getting from the world. And this was something that I noticed coming up in the conversations that I've been having with a lot of these entrepreneurs who are either considering joining the program or just talking to me through connection calls that we do during the launch. And something that stands out to me is this. I think that it gets confusing as to what skills are the skills that we need to build in order to create a business that supports us both financially and energetically. How do we feel fulfilled while also feeling like we have the ground underneath us where we are supported in our lives materially, because we live in the material world. And I know that this is a show that focuses a lot on energetics and a lot on a modality like human design, where we're tapping into what makes us special, our gifts. But the way that we get to eat our gifts, the way that we get to support our families with our gifts is by putting them into action, which is through strategy. And I think that it can get lost sometimes because there's so much out there. There is so much information out there. People are always telling us that their way is the way, and we're sold a lot of different tactics, and we think that we need to build all of these things in order to be successful. But the truth is that there are some key aspects that I notice, traps, I'll call them, that people get caught in. But then there's also there are a few key disciplines, skills, things that people need to learn and develop in order to have a sustainable business. One where you're not constantly feeling like, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? But that your income stacks over time, that you have the ability to create something. You're creating the things that are right for you. You have the presence of mind that you can tweak them, change them, shift them, grow with them so that they grow with you, and still be making more and more money, having more and more success, and being able to take less and less time to do that. That should be the trajectory that we're all on. And there are certain skills that you need to learn in order to do that. So I want to break that down in this episode. That's kind of what we're going to be talking about. And I'm also going to talk about the relationship between healing and business, the energetic side and business, and where people get stuck a lot. This is one big trap, and I want to speak mainly about this. Okay? Because so many entrepreneurs fall in love with healing. They get really stuck in the healing, in the blocks, clearing blocks, and never really moving forward strategically. And part of that is sometimes that they don't know how. And another part of that is sometimes that they have done strategic programs and they've tried to implement strategies where they've joined a program that was going to teach them to launch or to write copy for Instagram or to write an email every day to their email list. They've done all of these things that are purely strategic, right? Very tactical. And they've learned that skill, and they've either not been able to implement it fully because they were just like, I don't know why, I just can't get myself to do this, or it hasn't really worked. And this is where the energetic side comes in, is you have to see, well, what is keeping me from making this work? And human design can be a huge helpful tool and really indispensable in your toolbox, because it can help you figure out what is right for you and what's not, and how to make those choices and how to get yourself into action even when it feels hard, because sometimes it's not the thing. Sometimes it's not writing the email. It's writing the email right now. It's writing the email with this state that you're in at this moment. And it tells you how you can go and maybe change that state or change what needs to be changed for you specifically. So that can be really, really powerful. But the problem is that we silo a lot of this work. Strategic work is done with strategic people who teach you a tactic. And then we have energetic work that is done by healers and energetic practitioners. And all of that is wonderful. They are all valuable and have their place. But if you fall into that category of maybe moving the healing ball down the court quite a bit, but not the strategic ball, and you do have to move both of them. You have to move both balls down the court. You have to move the you ball. You have to move you down the court and grow and become the person who can achieve the things that you want to achieve, to claim that identity, to let go of any identities and beliefs and distractions and imprints or whatever you want to call them that are keeping you from having that success. You need to do the work on yourself. But you also need to move that strategic ball where you're actually doing things. And here's why moving them both together is the key. Because it's very difficult to understand what needs to be healed from just, I'm going to go heal now. Right? So if you're in if you've done a lot of these healing programs and then you stop and you feel good, you're like, okay, I'm ready. Now you go do a strategic thing and it's still not working. So then you get through that strategic program. Now you do 90 days with somebody else in their sprint to teach you to do something specific. And you're like, I didn't really get anywhere with that. That didn't work. Maybe I got to go back to healing. And now you go and you're like, well, who else am I going to pay to help me heal this? What block is keeping me from this? First of all, it might not be a block. It might be something to do with the strategy that you picked. There's so many things, like I was just saying, it might be not what you're doing, but when you're doing it and how you're doing it. But to go on this, it's like you're playing two different games. We need to bring both of these things onto the same court, because it isn't about you being healed, being clear. It isn't about that, or you being some strategic master. It's your ability to be both things at once. That's where the rubber hits the road, right? So the skills that you need to learn is you do need to learn your own type of discipline. We all do. We have to be able to show up. We also have to know how to take care of ourselves so that we can show up real big. I'd rather show up real big 3 days a week than show up half-heartedly, which is one of my key shadows, half-heartedly 5 days a week or 7 days a week. I'd rather show up really fully for 2 hours and bang it out than be kind of piecemealing and sort of doing a little bit here, doing a little bit there, and it never quite feeling right and it always feeling hard. So you need to develop your own type of discipline where it doesn't mean you're a failure or successful if you do anything one way or the other. It's I just know what's right for me right now. And you're able to get up and every day move that ball down the court. That's a discipline. You need to learn to be focused. And what that really means is not that you need to be clear and focused all the time. I have an open ajna, I have an open head center. Focus is not my strong suit, but my ability to focus, my energy is. There's a difference between focusing your mind and focusing your energy. There's a difference between having focus on the things that you want to build, right? Having focus to say, this is the type of business I want to create. This is what I need to do it. And I'm going to commit to doing those things and building this out this way. I see this all the time where people commit to building something and then right when they start to get uncomfortable, they go to change it. They change the plan. And they're not changing it from a place of alignment. They're changing it from a place of fear and discomfort. And rather than really sitting with that for a moment and seeing what's there, they shift and break everything, burn it all down, and build something new. Now, it might not feel like they burn their whole business down. Might not be as obvious as that, but it might just be shifting gears. There's not really a great reason why. And that, if you find yourself building and rebuilding your business or offers in your business or your messaging in your business, if you find yourself rebuilding these things over and over and over again, that is a form of self-sabotage. So no matter how healed you are in that separate program, in that separate space, and you go and you do all of that work, you don't really notice what needs to be healed until you're doing the strategic work. And then that starts to tell you, do I need something more strategic? Do I need to know how to do something? Or do I need to do this better? Do I need to move my energy right now so that I can keep progressing according to my plan? Do I need to do that? I would say, like, you need to learn to process and heal on the go. The way that I put it with people who are thinking about joining Business by Design, my 12-month mentorship, where people are working that's the closest proximity to me, and working where I'm right there with you in your business, coaching you the entire time for a year, building out this system. It's the closest thing to working with me than the one-on-one containers that I have. And what I say to people all the time in those containers is, I can't promise you that you won't hit difficulties, roadblocks, that there won't be moments where things aren't working. You're going to hit a brick wall. I can guarantee you that, because we all do. But what I'm going to do is I can guarantee you that I will be right there with you to help you kick it down when you do. And not only that, through this process, you're going to learn how to kick down that door yourself, and you won't need me next to you anymore. You can choose to have me next to you, but you won't be codependent on me in order to get through this. You might choose to have my support, and plenty of people do, but you will not have to have it. You can do it on your own. And that's the difference between being really ready for your next level and just being unconsciously comfortable in the one that you're in. To be able to run up against that wall, go, okay, here's what's happening. Here's what I'm facing. I'm freaking out right now. It might be that things are falling apart. It might be that you're freaking out. There are so many ways that we hit that moment, and then we will turn in another direction and sabotage our results. And that strategic ball stops moving down the court, and we stop and we go, now I've got to heal for 6 months. And we lose momentum. And this is why people don't grow. This is why there isn't consistency. My client Christine came on. She was kind enough to do an interview during my Authority Accelerator Masterclass, where she came on and I got to interview her and talk to her about her experience in the program. And we were talking about her, like, this year, she has cleared a lot of her stuff as she's been working. So she cleared strategically. She wasn't just clearing like, I'm just going to go and clear a bunch of stuff. She worked, and then she'd be like, I'm having this problem. I'd say, okay, well, now go do the tappings on this. Go decondition this. Look into this. What's coming up for you here? And she did that, and she did the work. And then she kept building. And she has gotten where she doesn't lose momentum. She doesn't get taken out of the game. She might have to take a pause and shift over to working on her energetic ball down the court, but the strategic one still moves. There is no momentum loss. And that's why she's winning. That's why she has built her program. We helped her build her signature framework so she understands what she teaches, how she teaches it, how people get value from what she teaches, and she's packaged it into a program. She has built her program. She is teaching it right now. She has sold one spot in her program. She has 2 more, I think, that are on the plate right now. She has built out her launch, and she has launched her podcast. She has done all of this in less than a year. She's only been in the program since February, and it's November right now. She has had tremendous growth. And when I asked her, do you feel like you could have done this? And she also quit her corporate job in October. So she quit her corporate job, and now she's full-time entrepreneurship. I'm like, could you have taken that leap back in February? And she's like, no, I wouldn't have emotionally been able to handle that the way that I am right now. And she's getting consulting gigs, and she's doing all of these things that are just coming to her. Why? Because she opened herself up. She did open energetically, but she also is able to commit to doing the strategic work. She got her sacral on board. She opened up her energy so her sacral was actually able to come alive. She opened up her heart so her foreline could start to do what it does and allow people in. And when you allow people in as a foreline, you start to get opportunities through every person you know. Magic happens, but it's not magic. It is work, but it's work both on the inner you and the outer you. The inner workings of your business, which is you, and the outer workings of your business, which is the strategies and the offers and the delivery method, like your authority platform, the ways that you're putting yourself out there. That has to both be happening simultaneously, or it takes you so long. I hope that you found this episode useful. I hope that you found this eye-opening, seeing just how this journey really works and starts to really come together. It comes together when you bring these two pieces together. When you stop treating them like things that you do separately, like things that live in two exclusive worlds, because they don't. They are both working hand in hand. They are partners in your business. And when you start treating them like couples counseling, that you might have to deal with the masculine side and the feminine side of your business together, then you start to see growth quickly in yourself and in your material success. If you're interested in knowing about Business by Design inside the mentorship, where we do help you build both sides of this business, where we help you move fast and move something that is sustainable, so you walk away from this program not just with feeling better, but with actually a strategic sales system that is the system. It is the 6-figure sales system that is going to help you build a podcast, build out a process for you to be making sales on repeat so you can start to optimize your business and you're built to scale, all while building yourself up around your gifts, around your human design, and deconditioning so that you become the best version of you possible. If you're interested in that, DM me on Instagram. And I don't know if we have a trigger for that one set up. DM me Business by Design. DM me that and we'll set one up for a mini chat there. Or you can go to nicolelano.com/enroll and you can check out the website there and see what we have to offer. But I'm happy to answer any questions for you if you have any. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode, for making it all the way to the end with me, for dealing with my froggy voice. I appreciate you. And remember, in order to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. So thanks for letting us help you become unshakable with human design, everybody. We'll see you next time. If you love this episode and you're a fan of the show, please show us the love on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the show and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with other entrepreneurs on their human design journey, join our free Facebook community, Human Design for Entrepreneurs. Go to nicolelano.me/podcast links to join the group, book a human design reading with me, or access our free human design resources. We'll see you there.